Why am I here?
You and I both know why you're here.
My memory is pretty bad. Remind me.
Have a seat, Mr. Lockridge. You're such a bright young man.
Am I now?
It's your senior year, Golden. You're throwing away your future.
Oh yeah? How's that?
Well, for starters, multiple counts of truancy, refusal to accept disciplinary action from staff, repeated use of profane and derogatory language directed at authority and your peers, and inappropriate behavior and misconduct in the classroom setting.
Is that all?
Not even close. Try to stage unnecessary protest.
No freedom till free dress!
Pulling a firearm.
I was bored.
Releasing adults from an animal shelter into the building overnight.
That was fun.
And spiking the punch bowl at every school with dance sanction since your freshman year, just to name a few.
Good times, good times.
Your behavior at this school can be parallel to that of a delinquent. You are a walking hurricane of chaos in this building, and all of your previous offenses aside, and your most recent offense is nothing short of criminal.
I was making a statement.
Statement or not, you are missing the point. We have given you chance after chance because you are so intelligent and have the potential to do such amazing feats, but
If I continue on this path, nothing good will ever come of it, blah, blah, blah.
don't mock me.
Sorry, Latoya, it's just, well, I've been here so often, I was under the impression that we were friends.
Do not joke about my first name. I am Miss Black to you and Miss Black alone.
Sorry if I overstepped, it's just, well, I'm in your office so often, like I said, I thought we were friends.
You're on thin ice, Gold.
What's gonna happen, huh? I'm already getting suspended today, right? What exactly are you threatening me with?
If you walk out of this room, tell me I will.
You'll what?
I am recommending you for expulsion from this district effective immediately.
And that was how it all started. This is a story about stories, a story about trials and tribulations.
A story about these nerds right here.
A story about that nerd right there.
A story about friends who had absolutely no choice but to that didn't like each other but hate each other at the same time.
A story about things lost.
A story about things gained.
A story about loyalty to all the things that we are.
A story about loyalty to those who care about those.
A story about facing your truth. A story about accepting your truth.
A story about finding who you are.
A story about remembering who you are.
About trying to forget parts of who you are. A story about knowing there is more to you than what they see.
What they feel.
What they think.
And sometimes even what you think.
A story about being wrong.
And still being right.
A story about regret.
Release.
Rebirth.
This is a story about being human and all of the wonderful things that that means. This is the story in which we tell the incredible tale of us humans right here. This story just about sums up all the ways that we are spectacular and unique. All the ways that we are human and still more than human as well. You may not know what that means, but pay attention. We're more than happy to tell you. We aren't asking you to like what we have to say. We aren't asking you to care. All we ask is that you listen.
Excellent. Everyone is present and accounted for? Anywho, this is Gold Lockridge. He is also here to help with the project.
The project, the harebrained idea that blossomed from a simple assignment to the key to our futures. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm not getting expelled. At least not yet, but there's a bit of a catch.
As per the terms of the expulsion, termination, probation contract you all signed, you must do the following. Please read them to me, Mr. Gold.
You cannot be convicted of any level infraction, be it minor or major, on campus. You must maintain a perfect attendance record and no more than 3 tardies per class until the end of the year. You must maintain a 3.0 grade point average or higher. You may not engage in or encourage any student altercations during the duration of the school year. And you must complete a community outreach project to help better the city by June 12th or risk not graduating, as well as expulsion from the district and potential legal ramifications depending on your offense.
Knowing your offense, I'd adhere to that last one. All right. Any questions? No. Fantastic. Then carry your ways.
So do we know what we're going to do or not? Nothing?
I had planned to sit here all day.
Truth. Look, not to be that guy, but we probably should at least think about what we're going to do.
Listen, buddy, I'm only here because my mama want me to be, and I love my mama. And if I'm being honest with you, I really don't care if I get expelled or not.
Not all of us can be geniuses.
Genius?
He is no genius. I'm a genius.
Seriously, why do you even talk?
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
No, you.
Y'all both can shut up. How about that? Listen up, Golden Toes. We don't know why you're here. You're like a superstar. Teachers may not be fond of you, but you're not exactly the expelled type.
Well, looks can be deceiving.
How you know you're not?
What, like a snitch? Please, this is the last place I want to be spending my free period. Believe me, I'm stuck here completely void of my free will. And besides, what are the rest of you rejects doing here? Some of you don't exactly look expulsion-esque either.
You want to know why we're here? You want to know why we're here? You want to know why we're here? Well, I guess I'll be the first one up to speak. I'm known on the street as your girl named Pink. Your girl took somebody as a tea. A cute girl needs cash, so they fell for free. Take detailed notes, or you may fall apart, because your girl got caught, and that was bad for my heart. But look, I got paid, so I did my part. But pay attention, because this is where it starts.
Miss Carmichael, you are already taking the SAT for another student is considered fraudulent, right?
Well aware, Blackberry, I just didn't care.
Why'd you do it?
Money, entertainment, because I could.
Your scores could have gotten you into MIT.
Snooze fest.
You know I could have you expelled for this.
Whatever makes you happy.
You know, I had the perfect idea to put that little brain of yours to use.
Bring the beat back.
Hey! Cut the beat! What's your favorite color? You know it's blue. I'm the dopest on the stage, and you know it's true. I'ma bully you, and I'ma take your shoes. I mean jump, man. I'm over the rim, I'm smarter than them, and I'm stronger than him. You may think that I'm mean, or that I'm just plain rude, but believe me, the reasons you think just ain't the truth.
Physical, cyberbullying, and harassment for the better part of 2 years.
Say it too.
I am bound by student-teacher confidentiality not to give names.
Well, if you have no proof, I see no reason to use it.
I said I couldn't give names. I never said I didn't have any proof.
Where'd you find this?
Mr. Miller, in addition to victim testimonial, text messages, and eyewitness accounts, you have quite the case file against you.
Well, what does he want?
His family doesn't want to press charges. He simply just requests that you be held accountable and rehabilitated.
How so?
Bring the beat back.
Well, look like it's my time to take the mic. My explanation is long, I just really like to fight. I'm never that one, that two, or that three, and yet still people feel a need to try me. Last time I put around to the table glasses, black said she tied me with pills. So yeah, that's how I ended up right there. Should I remember? I hope you understand. I'll call you down there, you have to see me.
Aren't you tired of this?
Exhausted.
So how about we take all that aggressive energy and fuel it into something positive?
How so? I ain't doing no community service.
Community outreach.
Whatever. It's BS.
Well, you've been in my office since your freshman year. That's yes.
Whatever.
Bring the beat back.
What's your favorite color? You know it's green. I'm the dopest MC that you ever seen. Machine gun bars and fire all my ammo. And I smell like perfume, not perfume scent. I deal drugs for my mom. I'm higher than the sun. And keep this in me, and I don't know what you word.
I have no words for you.
That's because you're going to say Principal Green. You know? I got caught. The ball's in your play.
Green, I know about your mother.
You don't care.
I do. That's why I don't want to expel you.
So don't.
But it is still my job to discipline you. You were caught distributing drugs.
So what are you going to do about it?
Fear not, I have a alternative idea in mind.
Bring the beat back one last time.
So it's basketball labs, and of course that's me. They call me Silver, Louis MVP. The one around school that the boys want to see. The one in the hall that the girls want to be. So how I get stuck, we lose in the back. I took the ball team trophy on the attack. Don't ask me why, cause I'll never say it. Just know that it's every single way.
I know you aren't the brightest in the why'd you do it?
I don't like football.
You dated the quarterback for 2 years.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I gave you 2 your homecoming crowns for a king queen.
Well, we broke up.
So you vandalized the entire football team's state championship trophy?
They earned it.
Can you tell me how, Ms. Wells? Well, if you can't give me a logical explanation, I'm afraid I have to expel you.
No, please. I didn't for a reason. You can't expel me. Please, you have to be another option.
Perhaps there is something I can work out.
So now I know why you're here. So now I know why you're here. I guess I know why. I guess I know why. I guess now I know why you're here. So that's how you all ended up here?
Yep, just to clarify, I'm Pink and I'm here for taking people's SATs for money.
I'm Blue. I'm here for, let's just say bullying.
Red for violence.
Green, drug dealer.
Silver, vandalism.
And who's she supposed to be?
Oh, that's just orange.
She doesn't really talk much.
Well, looks like we're out of time for today. Guess we'll have to worry about the project some other time. So, there we were. 7 worthless reject teens united under a common goal. Sounds like the recipe for a perfect coming-of-age story, right? Not exactly. It'll be quite a while before these teens reach their remarkable impacts on the world, but be patient. You'll see how soon enough.
Mama, I'm home.
Boy, if you don't quit all that hooting and hollering in my house.
Sorry, Mama. You feeling all right, Mama? You don't look too well.
How was school?
Fine, Mama. How are you feeling?
Baby, I done told you before I don't want to talk about all that. Now tell me about your day.
It was all right. Got a new class, met some interesting people.
Why did they give you a new class?
I gotta take it or I get expelled.
And why in God's name would they want to do a thing like that? Boy, I asked you a question, I received an answer now. What in the hell are you talking about?
Ma, I don't want you to worry about it.
Baby boy, I am your mother. It is my job to worry about you. Especially because I know my kid. And I know you probably got yourself into some manner of foolishness.
Ma, take it easy.
I'm all right.
You know, let me get you some water.
Damn it, boy, I said I'm fine.
But you're not fine, Mama.
Baby, I done told you before, don't worry about all that. Your mind needs to be in school. Now tell me why they want to expel you.
Still sharp and focused as ever, I see.
Now, Green!
Right. You see, I got in trouble for drug dealing. Now, they're not expelling me or nothing, I swear. I mean, I'm in this new class, this new program. I'm with the class with some smart people. I mean, there's some interesting people too. They're smart. They'll never let you know it, you know? And maybe we can make a difference. Or, Mama, please.
Why would you do this when I told you time and time again, them drugs will mess your life up? Do you know what kind of trouble you could have got into?
But I didn't.
That's not the point. You don't listen to me.
I'm just trying to help, Mama. We need that money.
I don't need no help from you. I can take care of us.
You need to pay for your medicine.
I don't need no damn medicine.
Yes, you do.
Why?
Mama, you know why.
Tell me why.
Because you are sick, Mom. Very, very sick.
I never do none of her assignments in your class, like ever.
I did the homework.
Where's Red?
I know she's not letting in.
I wouldn't want to be here either.
Funny how no one asked you and yet you're speaking.
I'm sorry, what was that? I don't speak dumb, girl.
You do recall I'm here for taking people's SATs for them? I'm pretty sure that makes me not dumb.
Seriously, can we not do this today?
I agree, this is ridiculous. We've been in this expulsion kids class for the past 2 weeks now and haven't made an iota of progress. Blue and Pink are still constantly fighting. We haven't the foggiest idea what we're doing. And Red has yet to get here on time since this crap started.
My bad, I got caught up.
And were you just caught up the other, 15 times you were late?
I said my bad, and that's the best you're finna get. So either we can start, but this can go in a whole nother direction. I promise today isn't the day.
Hey, relax, sis. Look, let's just get started. She was late, but it's not even that deep.
No, I think it is that deep. I want to know what was so important that held her hostage for the past 20 minutes. What was so unavoidably crucial that you have once again put all of our futures and academic standing in jeopardy?
I was busy handling the situation, and as far as I'm concerned, that's all you need to know.
Whew. God Besides, I don't see why we couldn't just start without her.
It's the principle, Green. The whole point of this is to prove to Principal Black and everyone else that we aren't just good for nothing delinquents with no true future. Truth be told, I don't give a damn if I get expelled or not, but I do care that everyone out there seems to think I'm less than what I am. And you should too.
Well, sorry to break it to you, but I don't care that much what people think about me. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I was late because I don't care what people think.
I don't follow.
I had Mr. Lively last hour.
Who's Mr. Lively?
Wow, you're clueless.
He teaches 12th grade English.
And he's pretty much the most racially insensitive educator in this school.
Maybe this is true.
Hell, the state.
The world.
I've never had him.
Well, count your blessings because that class belongs on the list of experience that one can do without in this lifetime.
Preach.
Anyways, he really tried last hour.
How long is this story gonna be? Never mind, let's just drop everything and listen to a story that is in no way going to get us any closer to completing the project.
Anyways, we're finishing the pop quiz because you know he loves to give that. And we got on our phones while we waited for him to finish grading the papers. Before he finishes, he gets up and starts ranting about how so far we're all failing the quiz. And then he says, and I quote,
This is what's wrong with you people. You're lazy and you don't try because everything in life is handed to you, as long as you whine about it.
Yeah, that sure sounds like him. What? Did he go on another tangent about our generation and how kids today don't give effort?
I thought so too. And then he says,
If you guys are like my daughter, you'll be great. My daughters are 4.0 student.
mine are this, mine are that, blah, blah, kill.
Isn't his daughter like, what, 16?
Exactly.
So what exactly was he implying by you people then?
To put it simple, he didn't mean teens.
He meant black people.
Whoa.
Disrespect.
So, wait, he said specifically that he was talking about black people?
It was pretty obvious he didn't have to. I couldn't believe he said that.
Way out of line.
I know, so I called him out.
You did.
I surely did. I called him racist and told him what he just said was very offensive. And you know what he said?
What?
He's crazy or what's offensive?
Unbelievable, right?
Seriously?
Seriously, while he's talking about you people, I'm not really offended when those people make judgments about us.
And after being educated, too.
But that is where it ended, right?
No. It ended up when I got in his face and I asked him, how offended would he be if I punched him square in the jaw?
And how'd that work out for you?
It may have required I spent the last 20 minutes talking him out of writing me up and sending me to Principal Black, but it was worth it. We gotta teach him some sense, you know? Right?
I don't disagree, but I think there was a better way to have handled that.
What, like shut up and take it?
Not necessarily, but race can be an uncomfortable topic for anybody.
Not for me.
Well, it certainly can be for white people. It's already hard enough to get our thoughts across without threats. So how responsible do you think they'll be if you get in their grill and threaten to hurt them?
Well, I was mad.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but you can't threaten or, God forbid, actually hurt people every time you get a little angry.
Well, what he was saying was wrong.
I understand completely, but you gotta think about the big picture. What happens if he actually did write you up? Then you get expelled after.
Well, in that moment, I didn't care. I saw something that was worth fighting for, and I spoke up against it. The guy who started the protest against the dress code should understand that.
I did that because I thought it was wrong and unconstitutional to tell somebody what they can and cannot wear. Difference is, I never hurt anyone in the process.
Well, you have your methods and I have mine.
But if your methods hurt you in the end, what is the point?
I don't know whose mama you think you are, but you ain't talking to me.
Actually, I am. You may not have cared, but in doing what you did, you put the rest of us at stake. If you get expelled, we lose a person to work on this project, and we could all get expelled too.
What? The project we haven't even started on? This is total BS. I'm not going to apologize for speaking up and speaking my truth.
No one is saying you can't do that, but not at the risk of yourself or others.
I am unapologetic. I am fierce. I am strong and ain't scared to fight anybody who tells me otherwise.
All things you tell yourself to cover up the fact that deep down, you are just a scared, angry black girl.
Oh. You don't know me. I promise you, you don't know me. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid of anything. I can't afford to be, ever. I hate when people call me the mad black girl. I'm angry. Yes, I'm angry a lot. We all can acknowledge I'm angry, but never why. I see things in the world being done to people. People who look like me. And it makes me angry. I hear people calling black women bitches and hoes when they should be called queens and princesses because we are all as beautiful as anyone with such a title. And it makes me angry. I know stories about girls who have been abused, raped, and tossed aside like garbage. And it makes me so freaking angry. I hear comments that black people are lazy from people like Mr. Lively, a man who's here to educate me and doesn't. It makes me angry, it makes me so angry, and I stay angry. I have been through some things, felt some things, seen some things, so instead of shying away, fear me because I am too angry for you, because I am another mad black girl, look around. The world we live in is more mad than I can even pretend to be.
Well, who pissed in her cereal?
I didn't mean it like that.
I get it, but you know, some things people don't talk about, but they really should.
Then maybe it's time to start talking about those things.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't know it at the time, but that was when things really took off for us. We didn't have a clear idea of what we wanted to do, but we knew now more than ever that we wanted to do something big. We wanted our project to address something that deserved rights. We wanted to talk about something that people were scared to admit, and if we were going to be stuck doing this, we were going to do it on our terms. Speak up for things that mattered to us. Only question now was how. Whose voices really needed to be heard now more than ever? And what can we do to ensure that that happens?
You know, something that irritates me is how judgmental people can be. I'm not gonna be the girl that says don't judge people no matter our differences, because statistically speaking, that is impossible. Half of human nature is judgment. It's how we assess what is good and what's bad for us. It's how we determine what we want to be in the world and what we for sure don't want to be. We evaluate and model after things that we want to assimilate with and things we find displeasing, and we turn our noses up at. But that's the part we need to change. We look at people and try to understand, why does she do this? Why is she like that? I'll never be like that. It's perfectly fine to determine what you don't want for yourself, but give other people the freedom to decide who they want to be and what they want to do. As long as they aren't doing any harm to you, how bad could it possibly be to allow someone the liberty to be themselves?
I don't like the term dumb. It's crippling. People see someone who doesn't know something and their knee-jerk response is, he dumb. If I answer a question in class and get it wrong, why you so dumb, bro? If a girl asks a question in class to better her understanding of the material, she dumb for real. I don't get it. It's as if when people make circumstantial poor choices and bad decisions because they're human beings, they are labeled with the label of unintelligence for a duration of time, and to me, that doesn't make any sense. If human beings knew everything, the world would be so boring. Half the fun of living is the joy of understanding something new with each day that you're alive.
If it's one thing I can't stand, it's people who are dishonest. I'm a jerk, and it's my favorite thing to be, but I'm also the first one to tell you such. And if someone calls me on it, I'll walk up to them and say, yes, sir, and or ma'am, I am an asshole. Any further questions? If people can stop the fakeness, stop the lies, stop the act, we'll get a hell of a lot further in the world. 99.9% of the problems facing people today is that we can't tell the truth. Tell the truth. Y'all don't like me because I'm unfiltered. But if you're behaving like a dummy or on dummy behavior, I'm gonna tell you you're a dummy in no uncertain terms. That's how I am. I may get a bit extreme with it sometimes, but in all honesty, you should get that in your game like today. Because the quick you are of holding people accountable for their mess, the quick you are of ridding the world of the socially unacceptable untruths.
Hey you, Mr. I'm the man over there. Can I ask you something? Can you see me? I don't think you can. You see my body, you see the curves in my figure, you see the luxurious dresses, the glamorous heels, the designer bags. You see something, you don't see someone. You see a potential score, a tally, a marking on a superficial scoreboard. This conquest to claim a human being, the likes of which could compare to slavery. Women, ladies, girls, females in general, let's get some things straight. In the event in your life that someone failed to tell you, let me be the one to educate. You matter. There's no need to trace around with pounds of makeup and fancy outfits just for some douchebag guy who won't treat you as the goddess you are anyway. I don't like to think of myself as a feminist. I prefer to go by woman enthusiast. Call me strange for making up the term, but you know I like it better anyway. Feminism is great, child, don't get me wrong, but I'm less concerned than what other people are realizing how great and valuable women are. The real issue is getting women to understand for themselves how needed they are. If we do that, everything else will fall into place.
I am poor, like really poor. I don't mean like food stamps poor. I mean like get your meals from the dumpster poor. I mean like live in a trailer without a trailer at the time poor. I mean just dirt poor. Get the picture? You know, as bad as living in poverty was, you know, it really wasn't all that bad to me. I mean, of course, I had my fair share of hunger pains, times when legality was thrown to the wind to survive, and a plethora of cold winter nights, but through it all, I had my mama. And she seemed to make it all okay, but it frustrates me that there are people out there in this world who just seem to work against us. I see my mom struggle day after day and night after night to try to make ends meet. But it just seems like everybody is just trying to stop her from doing what she's best at. When she got sick, I saw her whole world fall apart. Not because she was dying or anything, but she couldn't do what she was best at, taking care of me. People believe that those that struggle with finances have placed themselves in their own socioeconomic place in society's hierarchy, but that couldn't be further from the truth. My mama deserves the world. All I'm trying to do is give it to her.
It's becoming clear to me now more than ever that there are individuals in this world who need to be heard. People who face the impossible like superhumans in their everyday lives. People who need to be rewarded and aren't, because sometimes there isn't a trophy or blue ribbon for the guy who rescues animals just for the hell of it, or the single mother who works with every fiber of her being to give her children everything they need and want, or the teacher who gets paid far too little to educate the boy or girl who has genius far beyond their comprehension and is throwing it away for absolutely nothing at all. A kid like me. There is no recognition, no fanfare and parade, no certificate complete with round of applause, and most of the time, not even a thank you. And the greatest part about it all is that they still do it. That teacher still teaches despite that she could have retired over 3 years ago. That mother still works despite that her kids cannot fathom the amount of effort that she's giving. And that guy still saves the puppy floating down the river, even though the dog can never articulate its gratitude and no one is willing to do it in its place. These people still do all that they do. Regular people. Average, normal, run-of-the-mill people who are nothing more than just human beings, and still so much more than that. Someone should make them heard too. I just wish I knew how.
Girl, yes. No, he didn't. Yes, she did. When I'm doing my free period, I got this project class I've been going to for a minute. It's actually pretty chill. And when it's over, I get to graduate, sis. Oh, I never told you. Shoot, my bad girl, it's been a minute since we talked. How long? About 3 months. We're supposed to be doing this thing where we speak about things for people who like struggle, like stories that don't get told, like an unsung heroes tribute. But we still don't know how we're going to present it. Right now, we're just writing stuff, interviewing people, things like that. Girl, let me call you back.
Hey man, look who it is if it ain't Miss Silverwells in the flesh. AKA your fine ex-girlfriend, AKA that girl that smashed our trophy.
Hey, shawty, where you been at? I ain't sure you
I don't need you to remind me the last time we saw each other.
Oh, I get it. Too good you couldn't forget, huh?
Hey, maybe it's time for round 2.
Get your hands off me!
What's the matter, baby?
I said get off me!
Man, what's her problem? She was waiting for that last time.
Fine. You talk about me like I'm some toy, some game for your amusement, for your pleasure. What the hell is wrong with you?
Come on, Sil, don't be like that.
Please just get away from me.
What's the matter, baby?
You know what you did.
I really don't.
But you do.
I don't.
You raped me.
Baby, come on. You know it didn't happen like that. We planned it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. We did plan it. I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready and prepared. That I knew I was getting myself into. But I didn't. So yeah, I planned it. We planned it. But plans change. And that just wasn't good enough for you, was it?
Man, control her. Control your girl, dude.
Silver, keep your voice down.
And why should I? Since we planned it, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. I planned to sleep with you. You're my boyfriend. I thought we were in love. But here's what I didn't plan. I didn't plan to have a date that night to be a stupid party that your buddy up there threw with boys that I didn't like and girls that I like even less than that. I didn't plan to be sick from the incredibly disgusting amount of alcohol I ingested that night. I didn't plan to be stuck in your stupid football friend's room until you finally felt like taking me home. And I didn't plan on that same friend coming into his room trying to make a move on me. And I certainly didn't plan on drunkenly struggling under the grip of two meathead hormonal football players who took advantage of me in my disorientation and raping me. And I didn't plan on waking up the next morning and every morning after that, feeling the pain of having a part of me stolen that could never be returned.
Look, here's the real Sil. I didn't come here to apologize or reconnect with you. I came to make one thing very clear to you. You did a good thing not telling Principal Black what happened. And I also came to remind you that bad things might have to happen if you don't keep quiet about that night.
I said that. Hey! Leave me alone!
What the world is going on here?
None of your damn business.
I think it is our
I think it is our goddamn business. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Got it?
Man, this is so weird. This is like rejects versus populars and what the? Who are you?
Just a couple of people trying to take care of one of their own. And don't bother trying to find a label for us. Trust me, there isn't one.
Just know that if you ever mess with one of us ever again, we all gonna show you what's good.
Period.
Are you okay, Silver?
All that pain. All of that pain. I can't imagine the pain Silver went through that day. I can't imagine the pain she's been going through these past few months we've known her. We met her right after it happened. We've been working on this project for nearly 5 months now, and she never told a soul. All that pain. Can you picture it? Can you feel what that must have been like? No, you can't, because that's something you have to live through to understand. I hope I never go through what Silver did. I wish that upon no man, woman, or child.
Things have to get better. They have to. For the sake of all of humanity, things have to get better. Our interactions with one another, our decision making, our understanding of our fellow members of mankind, and our acceptance of them. Things have to get better. For God's sakes, they have to get better. And the first step is to know better. Look around you. Look at what happened to her. Things have to get better. Understand that in spite of our differences, we can be great if we stop standing in each other's way. And the first step is to know better.
The second is to do better.
Things were looking pretty bad for us. We weren't sure what to do next. After the incident with Silver, she stopped coming to school for a little while. We were all really worried, but as bad as things were outside the group, things were reaching a boil on the inside too. For nearly 2 weeks after Silver confronted her rapist ex-boyfriend, tensions were higher than they'd ever been. It seemed like over the course of the past 4 months that we've been working on this project together, we were all getting really close. It was almost starting to seem like we were friends. For a second, I thought what happened to Silver would bring us all closer together, but it tore a rift bigger than I could have ever imagined. We all knew what everyone did to be put in the expulsion situation, but finding out that Silver was raped proved we clearly never knew why. So people started asking questions, mainly Blue, and no one wanted to answer them. Before long, there was an eerie feeling of distrust amongst this band of thieves. Now we were lost, divided, and because we were at this sort of standstill, so was the project. Graduation was in a little over a month, and even though we brainstormed all these ideas of stories we wanted to tell, we didn't have a single clue what to do with them. It seemed like all hope was lost for the underdogs.
So everybody just decided not to show up today?
Probably didn't want to see your ugly ass. I saw Gold earlier, but no sign of green and orange.
No word from Silver.
I don't think we're ever going to hear word from Silver. She's not coming back.
You don't know that. The girl experienced something very traumatic, and now we all know about it. She probably feels ashamed, like it's her fault.
Yeah, we know about her now, unlike others.
Oh, shut up, Miss. I took the SATs 9 times for 9 different people.
At least I gave my reason.
Sure you did.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that your reasons sound like BS then, and they sound like BS now.
Is that right? Well, I have yet to hear the full reason why you almost got expelled aside from bullying.
That is none of your business.
Whatever.
Look, can we all just play nice until someone with an idea for the project comes through?
Where the hell were you at?
Outside Principal Black's office.
What were you doing there?
Green and Orange may be getting expelled after.
What?
They violated the terms of the contract we all signed.
How?
Orange may have beat the crap out of Green.
Why though?
I guess Orange snitched to Black allegedly about Green allegedly keeping 7 pounds of weed allegedly in an unused gym locker next to his. And well, when word got back to Orange, they may have fought.
7 pounds?
This hurts for him.
Why?
Legally, you shouldn't have more than 20 grams on you at once, which isn't even a full ounce. If you're talking 7 pounds,
Green was in possession of over 3,000 grams of marijuana.
No,
Know what?
I refuse to accept that. Something isn't right. I mean, look at the facts.
Look, go. Facts are facts. Green is a great guy. You know that, I know that, we all know that. But none of that matters. Green broke the law.
even if the weed doesn't get him, he still broke the contract by fighting Orange in the first place.
But that's exactly my point. There's no way Orange snitched to Black. The girl probably can't even formulate half the sentences needed to do it in the first place. Look, we are all very, very different, but we're here because we might as well be the same. People out there, people like Principal Black, think that we're nothing more than just outlaws, bad apples, juvenile delinquents, soon-to-be criminals, and the future incarcerated citizens of our generation. But it is in this room that we have learned that there is so much more to who we are. We may be druggies, aggressors, bullies, thieves, vandals, con artists, and authority-hating rebels, but bottom line, we are human. And from what I've seen, we are pretty good humans too. As a matter of fact, they might as well call us more than human. Say what you want about Orange, but she didn't snitch to Black. She wouldn't turn her back on Green or on us. We delinquents may not be good for much, but we're good for loyalty.
Go.
I'm going for a walk.
How do we let things get so bad?
It's like we don't trust each other.
Look, when I was little, my dad used to talk to me about racist people.
Really?
Duh. Anyways, a lot of the times he would say the overall end goal of racial oppression was to go from fighting against a race to get in a race to fight against itself.
Fighting against themselves?
That's what it feels like we're doing. We're fighting against ourselves.
That's why everything fell apart.
Everything fell apart.
That's what I'm saying. Principal Black didn't put us in this room to make some damn project. She got all the bad, little delinquent, unmotivated bad kids in the room together for about an hour a day to get us to take each other out.
She did this all on purpose.
She wanted what happened with Green and Orange to happen.
She wanted us to take each other out. And we did. We did exactly what she wanted.
That's why.
Everything fell apart.
We can't break up.
Why not?
Because Gold was right. There is honor amongst crime, unity in thieves, and solidarity between juvenile delinquents. We have to stick together.
How?
We have to finish the project.
Are you insane?
She must be.
We have to. For Green, for Orange, for Silver, for Gold.
I don't think so.
Come on. Principal Black did not win, but she does if we quit. Look, Gold was right. We aren't bad people. Even though we won't tell each other why we did what we did, it's clear with Silver's right we had good reason.
I still don't know, Pink.
Come on. Seriously?
Not at all. Can't.
We have to do this for us. For all the people who make circumstantial poor choices. They have to know that they aren't bad people. They're just doing what they have to do to get by.
I see your point. We have to do this for them. And to show people that there is more than what you see of people at face values.
We have to finish the project.
No, it's not gonna work.
We have to show that Principal Black and judgmental people like her can't break us.
I guess beating the enemy at their own game, I kind of like it.
Where do we start?
We tell the truth.
Is there a reason you called us all in here at the crack of dawn on a Saturday morning in the project room?
As a matter of fact, there is, sir. Hi, my name is Blue Miller, and what most of you don't know is I have stage 3 brain cancer.
What?
It's a rare form, and my brain is deteriorating slowly. I mean, one day my sight will go, then my speech, and soon I just won't be able to move. I'll basically just be dead, except I'm not. My other organs are keeping me alive in this dead state for about a year or so until the tumors kick me out. I used to bully this kid all the time. He was a genius, and I was getting dumber by the second. I was in the bathroom, and I was just getting tired of waiting for this stuff to kill me. So I got tired, and I tried to be death at his own game, and I tried to kill myself. I mean, it didn't work, obviously. I mean, I'm still here. But all it did was give the school something to use as leverage to get me in this project class.
Hi, I'm Pete Carmichael.
Hi, Pink.
I hate living with my aunt. Every step and action I made since I was 9 years old has been under a microscope with that one. My parents died in a plane crash. I had to live with my dad's sister, and once she found out what a genius I was, she made sure to ever keep me from leaving. I was kept from expanding my horizons as much as she could because she wanted me to live and take care of her forever. I had to get out. Get into a college that could further my chances. But with the money I didn't have, a scholarship was the only way. A guy offered to pay me low to get at least a 1,300 on his test. I panicked. One thing led to another, and well, here I am. So scared that I would miss my shot that I lost the chance to shoot it at all.
Hi, my name is Red Harrison.
Hi, Red.
I'll keep it brief. I used to beat the life out of my mother, and my dad used to too. Oddly enough, they never laid a finger on me. I would sit after I was done with them, thinking, what kind of person am I? But my dad used to abuse my mother. What the heck? Anyways, I would sit, wandering, pondering. Why? Now, I'm just my dad. I hurt people before they can hurt me.
Wow. Hi, I'm Green Cooper.
Hi, Green.
I'm gonna keep it short. I sell drugs, I make money, I'm a drug dealer, and I'm just trying to help my mom with her medicine. Because she's sick with an incurable illness.
You talk?
What the hell?
Hi, I'm Gold
Stop.
Lockridge.
Look, Gold, we know why you're here. We all told our stories to unite us and bring us together, to tie us all in one big knot. But the fact of the matter is, you are the string that holds us together.
What changed your minds?
For me, it was the term you used, more than human. It really resonated with me. It taught me to own my circumstances and own my story, even with all the torn and jagged pages.
You really moved us. And we're ready to move on and finish this project. You have any suggestions?
As a matter of fact, I do. And I surely did. I decided to take all the stories that we've been brainstorming and turn them into a play to perform for Principal Black, the school, and anyone else who was willing to listen to our message. The play was untitled at first, but the group came to a consensus. No other name was as befitting as the name More Than Human.
Do you have something to present to me?
As a matter of fact, we do.
Yeah.
Watch it, young man. I can still beat on my rescindance of your last suspension.
That won't be necessary, Principal Black. Without further ado, may we present to you the play More Than Human. This is a story about stories, a story about trials and tribulations,
A story about these nerds right here.
A story about that nerd right there.
A story about friends who didn't like each other but had absolutely no choice but to.
a story about things lost,
A story about things gained.
A story about loyalty to all the things that we are.
A story about loyalty to those who care about those things.
A story about facing your truth. A story about accepting your truth.
story about the darkness.
and the light.
A story about reality.
Fantasy. And the expansive area of blurred rainbows in between.
A story about finding who you are.
A story about remembering who you are.
About trying to forget parts of who you are.
A story about knowing there is more to you than what they see.
What they feel. What they think.
And sometimes people will shoot them.
A story about being wrong.
And still being right.
A story about regret.
Release.
Rebirth.
This is a story about being human and all of the wonderful things that that means. This is a story in which we tell the incredible tale of us humans right here. This story just about sums up all the ways that we are spectacular and unique. All the ways that we are human and yet more than human as well. You may not know what that means, but pay attention. We're more than happy to tell you. We aren't asking you to like what we have to say. We aren't asking you to care. All we ask is that you listen.
Yes, very interesting. Can you tell me how this will serve a community?
That was just a mere scene, an excerpt from a play that I created from the stories of people like us, who don't always make the best decisions because sometimes it's just easier and more comfortable to make it worse. A story about human beings just like me, just like you, and how even in the worst of times and the terrible actions, it is still possible to be a good person, even after all the people assume because you sell drugs or cheat on tests or vandalize school property because you are more damaged and broken on the inside than they will ever know. It's about those stories, the ones that people don't tell, but that are just as important, because it's those stories that make people special. It's the humanity in those stories that make people more than human.
Congratulations, Mr. Lockridge. You and all of your waves has been dropped. Provided that you put on this production report.
Right now. And that is exactly what we did. We performed a play entitled More Than Human for our auditorium built to seat up to 2,000 people. And only about 300 showed up. And you know something? We gave everything we had to that audience of 300 like it was our entire life. None of us were actors by a long stretch. We were just simple yet complex individuals who had something to say, and we said it. And we're proud of everything that we said, of the stories we told and how we ushered in a new way of thinking about people who were different. After that, we graduated, and as close as we all were from the project, we didn't talk much after our first year of college. But every year, no matter where we are or what we're doing, we all return to our old stomping grounds in the project room and perform an intimate showing of More Than Human for our friends and family. But you're probably wondering what happened to everyone after the fact, so I'll tell you. Principal Black went on to become head of the Department of Education at the White House. Her creation of this punishment for us went on to change the way teachers dole out detentions and suspensions, a style of discipline that works more in favor of the student and targeting the real issue and the real problem versus making the student resentful toward the school for not recognizing the issue. Blue went on to live happily with his family for his last few years and finally accepted who he was. He died of his brain cancer at the age of 29 peacefully in his sleep. He is buried in the cemetery behind our old school. Pink started a tech software company in Silicon Valley. She wanted to call the company Pink, but the name was already taken. Instead, she decided to call it Human Technologies. She has 2 sons and is happily married. Green is the proud owner of a diner right in our hometown. There, he cooks all of his mother's late recipes and enjoys sharing them with everyone. He even gave Principal Black's daughter a job there when she turned 16. Red became a psychiatrist. She hopes to use her experiences and pain to help others work through theirs. She isn't married, but she is seeing someone special, and he has a 5-year-old daughter, a girl that she promises will never feel the way that she did growing up. No one ever heard from Orange again, but at graduation, as she walked across the stage, she actually smiled at us. Never said a word, just smiled. Silver started a nonprofit youth organization designed to help adolescent girls who are victims of physical and sexual abuse. She calls the company Silver Walls. And me? Silver! I went on to get a degree in playwriting. I realized from creating More Than Human that nothing made me happier than creating life on the stage. It's such a unique and powerful profession that I just can't get enough of it. Having this platform, being able to tell the stories I want to tell, even if they're the ones people don't want to talk about, that at its core is what More Than Human was really about. about sharing the stories of people who make circumstantial poor choices and don't always make the best ones because sometimes it's easier and more comfortable to make the worst. To honor all the people who do what they have to do to make this world a better place and be their incredible, humane self by being a human being and still so much more. Thank you. Working really hard. For a lot of people on this stage, it was their very, very first show. It was the first time I've ever written a show and directed and acted in it as well. I'm so proud of everything that we've gone through, and I'm so proud of everybody standing up here because they've all come a long way from where we were in September. I want to thank you all so much for coming and supporting the arts and what we do here at this school. It was a long, stressful journey to get here, and I'm pretty sure everyone on the stage was ready to quit at least one time. But we all persevered, and we made it through, and we got here, and we did this show for you today because it's what we love to do. So I thank you all so much for coming out here. More Than Human was an incredible experience, and I hope that there was something in the show that you were able to take way back to your own lives and use for yourself. Because as much as we are all more than human, you're all more than human as well. Thank you.